you might want to go, places where you want to go for dinner.
This is a group that got started about almost 20 years ago, right here in Warrenton, with a lady named Jean Yeager and Jackie Hageman. They're both in nursing homes right now, but bless their hearts, they're both still quilting is at their heart. They learned about people having been in the service and making quilts for them, so they got this group started, and that's all that this group does. The quilts, we don't sell them, we don't auction them, they only go to people who have been in the military, and we try to focus on those that have served in combat areas. We'd love to give quilts to every single veteran, but we don't, our supply and demand doesn't allow that. So we get together every couple of weeks as a group. People do work on things all year long, and then as a group we quilt all day, and when we have veterans to honor, we do so.
We try to always honor veterans who have served in combat from any branch of the service. It doesn't matter what branch, but that's our goal, is to get a quilt to all the veterans in our area who have served in combat at any time. So that's what we hope to do. We're still working on it. We've made over 4,000 quilts for veterans who've served in combat. And there's between 80 and 120 of us women that get together 3 times a month from March till October every year. All the tops are donated. We raise all the money for the batting and the backings. And they're all done for veterans. There's a heart in every quilt. This quilted into it, and we like to say that that's from our heart to their heart. We just want to tell them how much we honor them for what they did for our country. I don't think there's anything we can do that's enough to do for our veterans.
Our next candidate is Rob Miller. He was in the U.S. Army in the 1970s. He comes from Warrenton, Missouri, lives in Warrenton, Missouri, was born and raised in the St. Louis and Granite City area, registered for the draft, but enlisted in the Army, went in, was trained to be a combat engineer. He said they would build things, and then later some things got blown up. So they built and they blew up, and they did infantry. He was in Germany for 3 years. And after, I think it was 5 years, you told me that you were in the Army, then you joined the National Guard for 20 years after the Army. And in the National Guard, he was an MP, I think that's military police. And he served in Desert Storm and Just Cause. He received many awards, he said, but he didn't elaborate. After, well, probably even during some of that time, he has a job, or went to work, and he worked in Warrenton as a welder for 20 years. He ended up retiring with disability, has some health issues like probably a lot of us. Wife Patricia, times 47 years. So, he's been riding bikes since he was 14. Also a member of the American Legion Riders Club. Also nominated by friend and fellow biker Marlene Walton. And Mr. Miller, we're just delighted you could come today. We're honored to hear your quote. We thank you so much for your service.
It feels awesome. I was under the impression it was for vets that were in Vietnam or inactive, any vet that was in active duty. And Marlene says, if you were in during, which I was, you can get a quilt. Yeah, it's pretty neat. There's a lot of people that don't recognize us. I recognize every vet, every guy that wears a hat. I thank him for his service, even though I don't have the hat on. But when I drive away, they can see my truck. It's all on the back window. So it's very calming to get something like this and be a part of something like this. These people, these women, I know a couple personally, have been doing this since day one, and it's just awesome the way they quilt and get it finished.